Well, let's take a look at this man in the Bible. Ecclesiastes 2 and verse 17, his name is Solomon. He says, therefore I hated life, because the works that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me, for all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Therefore I hated life. And I said at the beginning of this program, I said, if you get everything in life you want, you're still not going to be happy. You're still not going to be happy. Now, let's consider this man Solomon. Verse 9, he says, I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me. Now that's an interesting point. Most people become fools when they get this kind of wealth. But Solomon said no, his wisdom stayed with him. He didn't go out and make a fool of himself. You know, you heard of people that win the lottery and a year later they're broke. That's a fool, okay? But he kept his wisdom. His wisdom remained. Verse 10, and whatsoever my eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy. For my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. Now this is a critical point here. He says that, you know, he withheld nothing from that he wanted. And he said the joy was in doing the actual labor. Now that's something you need to understand, that it is so true that whatever you do, the joy comes from doing it. In other words, once you finish the project, then the joy's over. Now you think you're going to do something and sit around and enjoy it. No, that's not how it works. Once it's finished, the joy is over. And I've experienced this over and over again with things that I've done around my own home. You know, thinking I'm going to do this and then I'm going to quit doing this kind of work and I'm just going to sit back and relax and enjoy it. No, never happens. Never happens. The true pleasure and joy comes from doing the project. It's doing things with your own hands. That's where the joy comes from. And Solomon realized this. But let's notice what happened in verse 11. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. And you know, he comes to this point. Solomon comes to this point where he says, I hated life. Fascinating. Fascinating. I mean, what will it take to what do you think it would take to make you happy? You know, you could give me a list of things and I could read it and I could say, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Is that really in the Bible? What you think is in the Bible is not.